Hi everybody, happy Tuesday. Bit miserable and a bit dull over here, but we won't talk about the weather, shall we? First of all, I want to say a huge thank you to your reaction to my video about what I should do next with my life, grocery wise of course. And I was just overwhelmed by all the amount of support that I've had. Kelly is as well. That, you know, you're all going, go for it, go for it. We've been dithering, absolutely dithering, privately, you know, about doing sort of things like this. And I'm so glad that we've got your approval. And it's been a huge weight off my mind because it's something that has been bugging me for a while. You know, I will never make a living out of my crocheting. Let's put this to rest. Anybody who thinks they're going to give up their day job and make a wage by, you know, crocheting things and selling them, forget it. You're never going to do it. My intention was, I'm on a benefit, which is a pension in the UK. And I also got a disability benefit, but I rent my scooter through the disability scheme. So like a good 3/4 of, well, 2/3 or whatever of the money that I get for disability goes right away to pay for the rental of the scooter. People have said, why don't you buy one? But if I buy one, I've got the upkeep of it. I've got, if anything goes wrong with it. Whereas with renting through the mobility, if anything happens to it, they come out right away and rescue me. And also I get a new scooter every couple of years, you know, which can't be bad, can it? You know, let's face it. And the rest of my disability money goes on taxi fares. Because, as you know, I can't use public transport much as I would love to. So that's where the rest of my money goes. So basically I live off my pension, which is, I'm not knocking it, it pays my bills, but it doesn't leave me any jam on my bread, yeah? It pays the bills. I manage, I'm not in the unfortunate position that some people are in that have to choose between heating and eating. It's not that bad for me, but it's kind of more frugal living than what I would like it to be. But as I say, you cut your cloth according to your means. According to cutting to cloth, here I am, second-hand Rose as usual, saving clothes from the landfill. I love this. Look at those sleeves, aren't they fantastic? You know, clothes that other people don't want, second-hand. That's me. I mean, I think it's wasteful if we don't reuse things, you know, because somebody buys something and decides they don't like the way it fits them or whatever. I find nothing wrong in rescuing it, saying, you know, I'll buy it, I'll have it, you know, it's obviously a fraction of the price that they paid for it probably. And that's where I get most of my wardrobe. I've often been asked, where do you get your beads from? Where do you get your clothes from? Good old eBay. Our charity shops or Goodwill shops or whatever are not that clever around here. And being a plus size lady, I find that they're very limiting as to what they stock in my size. So I go and liberate clothes from eBay. And I love them. Love them. Love this top. Absolutely love. Look at those sleeves, aren't they fabulous? You know, I feel really sort of medieval, especially with the lacing up the front. Yeah, I am wearing a belt underneath it, but it keeps riddling up, unfortunately. It's a belt with the flowers on it. But because I've got a big tummy, it keeps flirting up. The post came this morning, and in it were the two lovely hats that Kelly's made for me. I bought this absolutely fantastic yarn when I went, well, it's wool mostly. I think Kelly said in her video, if you look back, what content it is. When I went to Countess Ablaze a year ago, oh, more than a year ago now, almost 2 years ago I think. Anyway, I decided that the yarn would look better knitted. And, oh, there goes Gigi, growling, probably heralding somebody who dares to walk past the front. Anyway, she made me two hats. Two hats. One is slightly bigger, as you can see, than the other one, because she didn't have enough wool to make the two bigger ones. But it's beautiful. I don't know whether you can see or not, it's got like a little shine to it. And it was super thick, chunky, which is one reason why I didn't want to crochet it. And it was just sitting there and sitting there. We were up in the craft room looking at something completely different. And I said to Kelly about it, I said, oh, it would look, I must do a hat, I said, but it would look much nicer knitted. Well, as you know, my knitting, I knit on like 2 needles, so there would have been a seam down the back, which kind of, you know, spoils the look of a hat, doesn't it, really? So she offered to do them for me. She's so kind to me. So they're so lovely. And they will just go nicely with my coat, yeah. Also in the post, I got a copy of Inside Crochet, which again is in such titchy witchy issue whatever. Can't read. It's that, if you can see it, is where it says what issue it is. I'm sorry, my eyes are just not that good. It's Inside Crochet anyway, and that's the front cover. If you can see. It came with a free gift of Colour Me Happy, some sort of braid, which will no doubt find its way into, oh, I've got something in my teeth. I apologise for having any black on my teeth then. I was eating a licorice gum. It'll find its way into Sue's granddaughter's little pile of goodies that I put for her. Every time there's something I don't want. She's very, very crafty. She makes all sorts of things from sort of bits and pieces like this. And it also came with a hurdy-gurdy bolster cushion pad. Woo! Tried to throw it at you through the screen. It came with that. The magazine is better than the ones I just reviewed yesterday. It's talking about the Edinburgh Yarn Festival here. Although we've said we're going to go, Kelly and I, it's sort of getting closer, and we're still like, you know, the weather, it might be snowing, it might whatever. So we're still hoping to go, but it's not set in stone as it once was, I don't think, anymore. I'll have to see whether Kelly wants to burst into action, because I'm very bad. I'm one of these kind of people who says, oh, I want to go, I want to go. And then if I don't go, I'm going, oh, we should have gone, we should have gone. But the actual organisation and the actual making myself actually sort of get on the plane and go somewhere, I'm very bad at. I'm a bit of a hermit. Tend to stay home an awful lot, you know. Anyway, it's talking about what's going to be there and who's going to be there. I think one reason I'm hesitating as much about the Edinburgh Yarn Festival is the fact that it's very much knitting orientated, or oriented, whatever the word is. And you know, I might feel as though I was a little lone crocheter. You know, who's that in the corner over there? We don't know her. We only know the knitting bloggers, we don't know her. And so, you know, I don't know. It was a bit like that when we went to Woolfest. You know, I mean, I didn't want to be instantly recognised by hundreds of people or anything like that. But only one person actually knew who it was. Well, 2 if you count Claire, and 3 if you count Zoe. But I was kind of very much like the invisible link. And when I was going around there wasn't that much crochet. It was all knit, knit and more knit. So, you know, that's the only thing that's kind of putting me off going to the Edinburgh Yarn Festival. If I knew it was going to be lots and lots of crochet involved in it, lots of crochet patterns to buy and things like that, designs to see, I think I would be a little bit more enthusiastic, yeah. Right, anyway, what's in here? It says New Beginnings Clutch. Now, where I wouldn't actually want to make that, I think it's a good thing to learn a technique, isn't it? You're learning the technique of doing those kind of stitches. It's kind of like a tapestry crochet, I presume. It's done on a chart, so I presume it's tapestry. There's more things about fashion, nothing to do with knit or crochet, but fashion. I'll get around to fashion later, actually. And that's showing you how to join together squares and things. Oh, the light's not shining. I noticed on the last video that the light was kind of showing on her. It's so dull I have to have my diffuser light on, and it's at the side there. It should be behind, but I've no room in this. This room's so small, I've no room. So it should actually be behind the camera. But when it was behind the camera, I'm going like that all the time because I'm squinting into it. Right, let's carry on going. That's Colour Me Happy. It's a sweater. I have to leave it up a minute or two for it to focus. You know, because I've got such an expensive camera that focuses. That's the cover sweater, and that's the shawl. I think there's a better picture of the shawl further in the book, or the magazine I should say. I mean, I love things like this, but whether I would have the patience to do a shawl like that. I would with the jacket, because funny enough I would with the jacket, but I wouldn't with the shawl. Does that sound a bit daft? You know what I mean? Again, there's better pictures further in. And then there's a shawl. Woo! Shawl. I hope I'm leaving them long enough for them to focus. I'm better snatching them away just when they're about to focus. That's Rainbow Bribes. Another Afghan for you Afghan type ladies. Earrings and a cafetiere, I can't say the word cafetiere cover, and a cushion. Two blankets, one circular, one square, and I think that the other pattern is for bunting. I'm not too absolutely sure about that until we get further in to the magazine. And a pair of, I won't say they're fingerless mitts, they're more like little cuffs because they only go partly up the hand. Right, let's have a little look if there's any more. That's just another picture of the front cover pattern. That's the back view of that granny square cardigan, which is unusual. And also the sleeves, if you notice, have got, oh, I don't know if you can see it, one big granny square sort of into the sleeve. So it's a bit more unusual in the fact it makes use of the bigger granny square. Like the centre of one sleeve's got a big granny square, the centre of the back's got a big granny square. Which does help a little, you know, with all the hundreds and thousands of squares you're going to have to make. Oh, one for Trevor here, the canal barge jumper. It's got an unusual sort of bottom and back, yeah. Got squares down the centre of the back. Don't think there's another picture of it now, is it? That's a picture of the shawl, don't you know? Different squares. I'm so afraid that the light's shining on this. But if I waited for daylight, you'd never get a video. Yeah, that's Don't Be a Square, that's earrings. And then these are sea glass wrist warmers. Rainbow mandala, in other words, circular Afghan, if there is such a thing. Circular throne. I won't say it's useful for using up your bits because I do think you have to have a colour palette there. Otherwise it would look very bitty, wouldn't it? That's what's going to be in next month. I was late getting last month, which is why I've got this one already, if you know what I mean. That's the Harlequin shawl. Not keen on the colours they've used, but you know, the design's okay. And that's the Circus Patchwork Blanket. Just laughing at my little birds who've come back to the tree. I think they've deserted me, they've gone to a bigger tree. It's got more branches on the bigger tree, more leaves. So they've deserted me and gone over there. I think I told you my hedge is going a bit bald and I don't know why. I don't know whether that's showing you how to do that. Oh yeah, it is. Showing you how to do that square. Oh, because it's all on a chart. For you ladies who can chart. As to say, not all ladies can chart. Not all gentlemen can chart. Shouldn't keep saying ladies, should I? That's very insulting to the gentlemen that are watching. 100,000 shawl. I don't know why it's called hundreds and thousands. That's what it's called. It's on a chart, but it's also got instructions as well. Cushion sampler, sunset sampler cushion. I don't like crochet cushion. Oh, excuse me for a moment, my phone is ringing.